Downhill synopsis. Barely escaping an avalanche during a family ski vacation in the Alps, a married couple is thrown into disarray as they are forced to reevaluate their lives and how they feel about each other. Hey YouTuber, welcome to Superman Steve's YouTube channel. Right now, I'm going to be presenting to you my thoughts on the 2020 movie Downhill that is rated M and a small duration of 1 hour and 26 minutes, as it is a comedy drama directed by Nat Faxon and Jim Rash, with a cast of Julia-Louise-Dreyfus as Billy, also Will Ferrell as Pete, and Miranda Otto as Charlotte. Okay guys, I gotta tell you straight off the bat about this movie. Two things that this is not a comedy. Straight off the bat, this is not a comedy. There's one scene in this movie right at the end of the movie, and I mean right at the end of the movie, that I went, ha! That was it. This isn't a comedy. There's elements of this movie that made me so uncomfortable. And I get it, that's probably what they were going for, but it was so ridiculously uncomfortable that I really was like, oh, no, stop. Okay, all right, I get the point, enough now, enough, move on. And they just drew the scene out as long as possible just to make people really, really uncomfortable. And it was not funny at all. Not one audience member laughed in this movie that I was in. No one. Not one person laughed at all. There's two pieces to this movie that I personally was sort of emotionally tied to, because I know exactly the feeling of that experience. One, and this is probably everyone gets this, it's probably a across the board thing. Straight off the bat is, first, they miss breakfast and then they go to this massive ski hill thing. Oh no, yeah, that's right. They go to a top of this mountain thing, and then Will Ferrell's character Pete surprises them with something. And I'm not going to spoil for those of you who've been following me for any period of time. I don't do spoilers. No spoilers at all. I don't care how good the movie is, how crappy the movie is, how old the movie is. No spoilers on my reviews. So they go to this place, and then he surprises them with something. Okay, and the mum is like, "Yeah, no, it's not happening. We haven't eaten." And they're, "Oh, they might have protein bars in there." And no, they haven't eaten. That part, that element of the movie really hit home for me. Really hit home, because I get hungry a lot. I have a very fast metabolism. And that was one of the elements of the movie that I went, yeah, nah, I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do it. I really, really, really couldn't do it. The second thing, and this is something that I find more often than not in a lot of people's lives, it sucks, it's really sad, but it is what it is literally there's a scene in this movie where the youngest boy needs to go to the bathroom. And they're on this chairlift and they're going up, and he has this, it's a tiny monologue, but he has this spiel, and at the end of the monologue, he gets annoyed. He goes, yeah, no, I really need to go to the bathroom. That element of it, having to go, busting go to the bathroom in that environment, wow. Other than that, guys, other than those two scenes that were like, whoa, that's full on, this movie is a bucket of crap. This movie is a bucket of crap. This movie is really bad. It's terrible. It's so, one of the elements that I found in this movie, an element that I found in this movie that heavily lacked, is the music. So many scenes in this movie, it is dead quiet. They rely on the ambient noise of the actual film, and it's really, really uncomfortable to sit through. Really uncomfortable to sit through. Now my question is, and the answer is no straight off the bat, but does this movie have rewatchability? No way. No way. And that is the core element, in my humble personal opinion. that film needs in order to be watchable to any degree of any sort ever. Rewatchability. It's just that bad. It really isn't, guys. This is not a good film. It's really, 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 really awkward in so many elements of it. I mean, super, super, super awkward. And that one scene right at the end that I went, ha, because it was funny. Like, it was just like, oh yeah, I get it, that's funny. But other than that, and there's elements that the wife does and that the husband does, and it's just like really, 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 it's just wrong. It's just wrong. Anyway, guys, for anyone who's been following me for any period of time at all, you guys know that I love to give you guys trivia, because trivia is like icing on a cake, especially for a movie review, and there's literally barely any trivia, so I'm going to give you all of it. It's trivia time! As the Walt Disney Company purchased Fox's film and television entertainment assets in 2019, this is the first film to feature the Searchlight logo. Son, the Fox name. Fox logo is the name is dropped from anything that Fox used to own at all. Next piece of trivia is, guys, Christopher Hidju is also in the Swedish film Force Majeure 2014, on which this film is actually based. However, he doesn't reprise his role in the same actor. Zach Woods actually plays that character. Next piece of trivia is, my friends, Julia Louis-Dreyfus was a big fan of the original Swedish film Force Majeure 2014 and got the blessing of its director Ruben Östlund in making an English language remake. Next, and literally the final piece of trivia, because that's all there is for this film, guys. First project that Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Will Ferrell worked on together. Despite having been big name comedy for years, both actors had never met prior to this movie. So there you go, guys. There's my thoughts on this movie, Downhill. And it is, my opinion, downhill. This is a downer. This movie's crap. Anyway, please go ahead and subscribe. Please go ahead and click that bell for notifications. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on my review. I really appreciate it, guys. You guys are amazingly, awesomely wonderful. I value your time. Seriously, until my next movie review, whatever that may be, don't forget who's bringing this movie review to you guys for Downhill. This is Superman Steve, guys. Flying out!